Hi everyone, to you. Today I'm going to be talking about why we lose the sight of what we want to do. If you're feeling like the job that you're doing is not the one you want to do forever, but even if you're feeling like this, you don't know what you want to do. If you happen to be in a situation, I think this video is very valuable for you because I'm going to be explaining why, in the first place, we lose the sight of what we want to do and how to actually figure out what we want to do. So before talking about the reason why we lose sight of what we want to do, we are going to be talking about the relationship between ourselves and the society outside the world. We are also diving into this system of our body and the mind and soul. We are going to be diving into that because if we don't talk about it, we wouldn't be able to understand why we lose sight of it. And after watching this video for about 10 minutes or so, you see how this video actually changed your life. Alright, so let's get started. So first, this is us, okay? This is us. How we take actions, how we speak, how we listen, divided into two components. First is consciousness, and second is subconsciousness. Here, this is a brain, right? This right here is a consciousness. We use a brain to think. And this one right here is a subconsciousness. Have you ever heard of the ratio of subconsciousness and consciousness? If you haven't already watched the latest video of mine, I think you already know about it. But this number is consciousness is 5%. 5% right here. And subconsciousness, this one is 95%. 95%. Just to let you know, this number is super important. I want you to remember this number. This is a body, right? And the relationship between this subconsciousness, consciousness, and body, subconsciousness, consciousness, these two are connected to each other. This one is connected to all parts of body. I think it's a little bit hard for you to understand this relationship between subconsciousness, consciousness, and body. So let me give you an example. Have you ever been to sauna before? We get sweaty when we go to sauna, right? Because it's too hot. Our body try to maintain our body temperature. We don't think like we gotta be sweaty because it's too hot. We don't think like this. Our body naturally automatically reacts to the environment, right? When we walk, when we rise up this right hand, this left leg automatically, rise up, right? This is also what we do automatically. I think you can already imagine how subconsciousness works and how the subconsciousness is connected to our body automatically. Consciousness, on the other hand, this is more connected to outside the world. This is just an example by money, pros and cons, marketability. Consciousness is what we can use to think, to calculate, right? To evaluate. We use this consciousness to think about money, pros and cons, and marketability. This is just an example, but these three are components, one of the components of our consciousness. On the other hand, what do you think of subconsciousness like? Subconsciousness like our identity, talent, like what we are good at naturally, our value, like what we think important, and what we are interested in. This is what we feel instead of what we think. This is pretty much the relationship between body, our subconsciousness, consciousness, and society. This is a relationship between these two. Here's the main part of this video. Here's the message. Here's what I truly wanted to share with you in this video. And the reason why we lose the sight of what we want to do is because we try to live a life wisely. That's why we lose the sight of what we want to do. So we use this 5% consciousness to live our life wisely. And this consciousness is connected to this money, pros and cons, marketability. When you're a little kid, we're like, I want to do this, I don't want to do that, I want to eat this one, I don't want to eat this one, I want to go there, I don't want to go there. We follow our intuition, we follow, this subconsciousness 100%. We are very connected to this subconsciousness, right? But as we grow, as we become adults, if you see 20 years old adults, if you see 30 years old adults saying, I want to do this, I don't want to do that, I want to see this. If you see this kind of adults, how society reacts to the adult. The society reacts to the adult like, act like an adult. You're not a little kid anymore. Act like an adult. Society tries to give you the pressure. Because of the pressure we feel from society, everyone will try to act like an adult. In order to act like an adult, in order to live our life wisely, in order to live our life smartly, in order to live better life, money and pros and cons, marketability, we try to rely on this consciousness because that's how adults act. And because it's better not to listen to this subconsciousness, what our value says, what our interest says, what our curiosity says. We don't want to listen to this 95% of our subconsciousness. We try to not listen to what subconsciousness says, even though this subconsciousness is 95% of our action. We only rely on this 5% of consciousness. We cannot be satisfied. We cannot be satisfied. We lose sight of what we are interested in. We lose sight of what we are curious of. We lose sight of what we value. We lose sight of who we are. That's how we cannot feel anymore. Try to act like an adult. You are not a little kid anymore. You have to behave like an adult. In order to look like an adult, you are going to use this consciousness. This is the logic behind why we lose sight of what we want to do, why we lose sight of our curiosity, why we lose sight of our interest. We don't know what we're going to do. This is the logic behind it. This is very shocking, isn't it? This is very shocking, isn't it? First time I learned this logic, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what school didn't teach me. Here I want to decide which path you want to go to. Do you want to follow this consciousness? Do you want to follow this 5% consciousness? Do you want to rely on this one in order to live your life wisely, in order to live your life better? Do you want to live like that? Do you want to follow what society says? Or do you want to listen to your voice from your inner self, your identity, talent, value, interest, curiosity like this? Do you want to be able to listen to this voice from your inner self? And do you want to live your life fulfillingly, meaningly for you? If you're going to live a life like money, pros and cons, marketability, what society says, if you're going to rely on what society says, this video cannot support you. This channel cannot support you. But if you want to live a life like this, if you want to follow your intuition, if you want to be able to listen to your identity, talent, value, interest, curiosity, if you want to listen to your original inner self, I'm here for you. I'm definitely here for you. This channel is here for you. And here's a very, very interesting, very shocking fact actually. I asked you a question. Which path you want to follow? Which path you want to follow, right? However, when you follow this identity, talent, value, interest, curiosity, and this is the 95% of subconsciousness, you are actually a lot closer to money, pros and cons, and marketability. The reason is because this is 95%. So naturally, automatically, we just do it, right? 5%. This is what we think. So we try to force ourselves to do. If we build this career, if we build this business using this 95% of our identity, talent, value, interest, and curiosity, our subconsciousness, we will win. This is the very interesting fact in it. However, here's a very important thing. If we choose this path just because we can earn money, again, we lose sight of what we're going to do because we're only thinking about money. So here's a very important thing. Here's a trap. We don't want to think of money, pros and cons, marketability before looking into this subconsciousness. If what we do is what gives value to society, naturally speaking, we'll be able to earn more money compared to the case of our doing things consciously. Let's not think about money, pros and cons, marketability at the moment. We don't want to think of it at the moment because this is what prevents us from going into this subconsciousness. For example, consciousness is going to prevent you from going there by saying like you're gonna earn money if you use the talent. For example, one of my clients that I'm helping right now, in the first session, he was saying like, even though I'm interested in cycling, I don't think I can provide value to society. No, we don't want to think money, pros and cons, marketability. When we going into this consciousnness, we don't want to let this consciousness prevent us getting into this subconsciousness. This is what prevents us from getting into this our interest, our value. And if you want to try to reach out to this subconsciousness by yourself, here's the worksheet for you to try to find out what you truly want to do with your life. Get the freebie if you want to find out what you want to do. But as I told you, it's going to be a difficult and long way for you to actually find out. And that is the reason why I'm here for you. My name is Yuya Hiratsuka. I help you to live your life purposefully, meaningfully, fulfillingly, with a twist of a Japanese philosophy and wisdom. If you want to find out what you truly want to do, if you want to be successful, if you want to lead the best life of yours, subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.